Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everybody, that you can help support our show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And if you have a news story that you would like us to talk about, you can just submit it to our subreddit, which is our iReddit cast. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, you know, aside from the day being really fucking hectic and crazy for, various reasons.
And also aside from you being loud as shit all of a sudden. All right, anyway, try again.
So, today was awfully a Monday for a Thursday, and I say that a lot, but, if anyone's ever had to deal with sovereign citizens, then they would understand.
Sovereign citizens?
A sovereign citizen, I swear to God, everyone needs to look this up. A sovereign citizen is only a person who recognizes the first, 13 states of the United States, and they only recognize the Constitution. And so I had this guy hand me documents that were fully filled out legally, but he signed his name as his name, the 13th President of the United States.
Who was the 13th President of the United States?
I don't actually know who the actual 13th President of the United States is, but apparently it's this guy.
Millard Fillmore.
I don't know who that is. Oh, I've heard his name before.
I'm taking it that was not the dude's name?
No. Oh. Not by any stretch.
I mean, because there'd be a level of comedy in there if he was actually named Millard Fillmore, and that was just, something that he did, But not so much, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My day consisted of wrong pinned comment. No, yeah, you're right. That that is in fact the wrong. How is what does this go to? I don't even know. Jesus Christ! I'll just whatever.
YouTube.
I hope it goes to the stream or something.
No pizza for the NFL. Oh, good. I'm really glad it went there because I actually needed to open that.
Yeah, so I don't know how I got the feed for that, but, whatever. I'm not going to question it. Thank you for pointing that out, Tim. I appreciate you greatly. My day consisted of doing a lot of work and then towards the end of the day being told that all that work was meaningless. It's awesome.
Fuck.
Yep.
It's like I got a bail this morning at 9 in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
The important thing about this bail is that it was for Fairbanks, which is the 4th division, and we are in the 3rd division.
So can they not
she
post
really
it?
should have been doing it in Fairbanks, right?
Right, okay. That's far away, though.
Yep.
Can you not do anything
my mom's
with it?
saying our video feed's messed up.
I bet it's because I actually went live for about, 3 seconds before I reset it, so she's probably in the wrong feed.
Yep. So, anyways, I just messaged her that. So this person paid bail for this dude in Fairbanks at 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning, when she should have been in Fairbanks doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to send all of the bail information by fax to the correctional facility, and then I have to email the lady who I was talking to in Fairbanks about it. I did both. It said the fax was a success, and the email sent.
Sure.
We then get a call at about noon 30 that neither of those things happened.
Cute.
And I was like, no, I have records of this. I couldn't get into my email to prove that I had records of this because our email was down from 12 to 3.
Great.
So I had to go back through and do basically everything again after 3 o'clock. And that was the worst because that's when we got super fucking packed. So Leo kept sending people up to me, and I told him I can't. I'm trying to do something important. It's the worst.
Yeah. Well, I wrote 15 letters to people that needed letters yesterday, and then several more this morning, and had my supervisor look over them. And then he talked to the big boss, and they said, "Oh no, we don't want to send any of those letters. So just throw all those out."
Get destroyed.
Yep. And it wasn't that my letters were bad. It was just that what we were sending the letters for, they decided that day that they didn't want to send them anymore.
I signed 9 different summons that I shouldn't have because I fucked up.
Good job, buddy.
So I wasted an ass load of time filling out all that paperwork only to take it back from the guy.
Good job,
It
buddy.
was the sovereign citizen. Apparently, he's suing like every
Everybody?
fucking judge up here.
Good on him, I guess.
Yeah.
10,
Papa John's pulls NFL-associated ads citing negative consumer sentiment.
This was submitted by the Talleyrand to our television.
Yes. So, in an interesting statement, so Papa John's is one of the largest co-sponsors with the NFL. It is massive, the deal that they have. Now, over the last year and a half, the NFL has seen a downtick in ratings. The explanation last year was that people were watching less NFL because of the 2016 presidential election, that people were watching politics more than they are watching sports. And then this year, they're saying, the loss in ratings for the NFL is based around the entire player protest controversy. Now,
Yep, because that fucking butthole of a goddamn store owner is a goddamn Trump supporter and donated assloads to goddamn Trump's campaign.
Well, no, that's what the NFL said. Now, Papa John's themselves has also been experiencing a loss in sales, around 6% recently over about the last year. And in a call with their investors, he said that, one of their largest deals is with the NFL. NFL is having these problems, X, Y, and Z. We are going to be addressing this so that we should be seeing a return in the amount of profits that we are generating. Mm-hmm. And in response to this, he's been pulling his entire ads from the NFL. Now, the NFL has responded saying that he hasn't pulled it. They have just been delayed until a later date when the NFL is in a more stable state. But either way, that's the situation at hand, and people are saying maybe it's because your pizza's shit. And on my opinion, Papa John's is really good pizza. Papa John's has really expensive pizza.
In addition, I feel like just because Papa John's has a good pizza doesn't make it the best pizza in most people's regions.
Right. Well, and also like I said, it's also not convenient either.
No. It's absolutely not convenient.
Like, Little Caesars gets all of our pizza business because we literally can walk in and walk out with a nice piping hot pizza.
See, ours is Great Alaska Pizza Company, but that's because they have, like the first Wednesday of every month or something like that, they have, fuck's it called? No, it's the first Tuesday of every month. They have CAD, Consumer... I think it's Consumer Appreciation Day, and you get $5 medium pizzas.
That's pretty sick. Well, yeah, and when I lived closer to Luigi's, I'd always order from him because he had $5 pizzas.
$5 medium pizzas, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas,
and you know what? I prefer all of those places to Papa John's, not because of fucking prices, but because of quality.
Both, actually. And I will admit, Papa John's pizza is a lot higher quality than Luigi's, but a Papa John's pizza is $22 minimum.
Yeah.
But
I think really the only place in Alaska that you really have to worry about is Sicily's Pizza.
Yeah, the place is
And that's
sketch.
Because they're just the drug front. Let's be real.
And a lot of people have came out saying, your pizza's crap, and that's why. And then there's other people that you're just upset because like you mentioned a moment ago, is that he is a massive Trump supporter, massive donor to the Trump campaign. Now, the thing about this is I'm not reading too much into it. It was a business call with investors. Those are the people that have given him a lot of money. He would say fucking anything to make them happy.
Right.
So, honestly...
He can shove all that shitty pizza down his throat. I'll go and get, actual pizza. Well, not actual pizza. Well, actually actual pizza, but better pizza.
And whether it's actually attached to the NFL or a business practice or whatever, who knows? But the thing is, he was talking to the people that he basically answers to. His panel of bosses, i.e. the people that give him lots of money, said, why are we missing money? And he had to give them an answer.
Dude, speaking of people who give people money, we had a lady who pulled, I'm a taxpayer, I pay your salary card.
Isn't that cute?
It is, because she doesn't.
It's totes adorbs.
She pays taxes. That goes to federal taxes.
Yeah, because if she lives in Anchorage, she pays fuck all for taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck all.
So she can go fuck herself.
9,
Osama Bin Laden was an anime fan and played pirated Naruto games.
This is submitted by Triglycerin to R not the onion.
So the CIA recently published nearly 500,000 files that were recovered from Osama bin Laden's hard drive, including of which was tons of anime, pirated video games, and not just Naruto. There was also Final Fantasy VII on there.
Not only that, the one that I read really talked about like 12 episodes, solid consecutive episodes of Case Closed.
Nice.
But now I'm looking in here, I see things like films ranging from Ants to Resident Evil, fucking New Super Mario Bros,
Animal
Crossing, Dragon Ball games,
RTS Army Men 2,
the complete Devil May Cry anime series.
Well, and there's been two things on this. Is one, are you really surprised that someone in this day and age is interested in anime and video games? 2, he also had like 8 children. And 3, he was locked in that hole that he lived in for like years.
Right, but like, you would think a fucking dude who's waging war, a fucking cultural holy war against another group of people, is just super for a shitload of their culture.
You can't, I mean, it's about enjoying what you enjoy, man.
Sure, right, but most people are going to sit there and think, he's going to enjoy mostly doing religious things. And I don't know about you.
Maybe you got bored.
Devil May Cry and Naruto and Bleach and Resident Evil and Ants.
I mean, Final Fantasy VII makes sense. You start that game out as a terrorist, so...
Sure. All right.
Just living out fantasies.
I'll give you that one. Just that one.
Just that one? All right, I'll accept it.
8.
Child sex offenders to be named as such in U.S. passports.
This was submitted by Johnny W94 to our news.
So, if you have been put onto the child sex offender list, your passport is going to be revoked, and you will be forced to apply for a new one. And this
is not sex offenders that are children.
Is that an actual classification?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Honestly, it probably is, because if you were sending like sexts back and forth with pictures to a significant under, and if you are under 18, then you are put on the sex offender registry.
Right. But I think you're just put on the sex offender registry, not a special one because you're young.
Right. No. Right.
Yeah. Okay. In any case,
there's not a special like, oh, these are just children sex offenders.
Right. Yeah. This is
when they were children.
Sex offenders against children. There you go. They will have a unique identifier that is basically going to be just a big old fucking identifier on their passport that says, hey, by the way, this person is a bad person.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I think everyone is, because fuck those people.
Except for sex offenders.
Well, okay, so...
While still active sex offenders who are, sex offenders.
I mean... Or are they going to not be okay with this? Like, realistically, they already get, like, marks all over their license, and, like, it's all over their record. They're flagged in 9 different databases. Like,
yes, because they can still get passports without that information and still get to be able to go into certain countries where they can then abuse children in those areas. That is very much a thing, especially in Asian countries.
Well, damn.
7.
Twitter offered Russian TV network RT, which is the name of the network, 15% of its U.S. elections advertising.
This was submitted by JMS Star Politics.
Yep. So the memo that was shared with him was involving share of voice, which is basically, the percentage of the platform offered, in which case they already had 2% of the SOV, and for a nominal fee of $3 million, they would increase their share of voice to 15%.
That's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. Now, Twitter says the only response Twitter has offered is, we do not have any comment on our private conversations with any advertiser, even a former advertiser. Incidentally, the Russian TV network RT rejected this proposal and has actually just completely cut off communications with Twitter altogether. So,
okay.
But yeah, Twitter was like, oh, Russia, yeah, you want to put ads for the United States election? Yeah, we can let you do that for a fee. Of course, Twitter's like bankrupt anyway, so it doesn't surprise me too
They're
much.
about to do anything for a fee, know what I'm saying? They're about to meet you out back. No pants, know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna hit the button.
6,
Los Angeles considers hiring homeless people to clean up. Hireling. Damn it. Fuck.
Hiring.
Los Angeles considers hiring homeless people to clean up litter on the streets.
This is submitted by Multi-K Dizzle to our news.
Now, there's actually very little detail about this. This was a recent act that was put forward by the city council to create a pilot program, because right now they receive about 200 requests a day to have litter throughout the city cleaned up, the majority of which is cleaned up by highly paid and professional public officials. Not public officials, state workers, public workers. There you go.
I wish it was public officials.
Yeah, right. Get out there. Clean up some trash. Like yourself.
Damn.
Dumpster with you.
Just jump in it.
Now, those public works people are normally people who are like working on roads or, anything else besides picking up trash. So they're overpaid and overqualified to pick up garbage. So they're wanting to implement a program to pay homeless people in order to do it.
That's fucking genius. You're solving a lot of problems right there.
Well, two things on that. One, it doesn't say how they'd go about this or how they'd pay them or if that pay would be taxed or anything like that. And two, most homeless people that I have had exchanges with straight up weren't interested in going to any form of work.
Nah, they would much rather sit there and panhandle. But that being said, that's Alaska's homeless.
No, it was that way in San Diego, too.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't want to go to work, especially because of how much money they can make from panhandling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
even though panhandling is illegal, like everywhere.
But yeah, if you consider that they can actually make at minimum like $20 an hour panhandling, it does not surprise me that they don't want to go work for $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Especially when all they do for panhandling is sit there with a sign and occasionally walk over to somebody.
They just got to be funny sometimes, Yeah. Fuck, like anybody can panhandle in the lower 48. Like, but you don't even have to be an ugly fuck who's homeless. You can just sit there and be like a paid dude.
A paid dude. I am just going to instead of that long ass friggin' herbity blob, I'm just gonna do
let it scroll across the screen.
5,
beluga whales.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all I'm giving right now.
Wow. This was submitted by Phil's Your Niche to Our Science.
Go ahead and give the other one as well.
It was also submitted by Chapter Whatever to our Today I Learned.
Beluga whales are apparently extremely adaptive creatures because a 4-year-old captive beluga whale was recently moved to a new facility in the Koktebel dolphinarium in Crimea, where her only companions were dolphins. After about 2 months, or is it 2 years? One of those. It's some amount of time that is 2 months. 2 months. Now the article won't load. Either way, after a little bit of time, she would no longer make beluga whale noises and would only make dolphin noises.
Damn, that's fucking neat. That's adaptation right there.
Well, apparently belugas are great at it. They can mimic sounds immediately after hearing them. Like they don't have to have it repeated to them like parrots. And they can do it so well that one time a beluga was mimicking the human voice that a diver thought it was his colleagues trying to talk to him. And in fact, he was just having a conversation with a whale.
Get fucking fooled. Damn, they're like the parrots of the ocean.
Except even better.
Yeah, even better than parrots.
So yeah, she no longer makes the signature ooh sound. I'm just going to take that straight from Finding Dory because I don't know what they actually sound like. And started making the little dolphin noises and the dolphin whistles.
I don't know how belugas sound. I know how killer whales sound.
Go for it. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
That sounded a little orca. A little too much orca. Okay, now you sound sick.
4,
A high-level defector tells United States Congress that spreading outside information in North Korea is the best way to undermine Kim Jong-un's grip on power.
This is submitted by Vranek to our World News.
So, this gentleman's name, who is, I'm going to fuck this up, Tai Young Ho, Tai Young-ho. That's the best I got. He used to be the...
Yang-ho.
Young-ho?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tai Young-ho.
Tai Young-ho. He was the deputy ambassador to the United Kingdom before he defected last year. He recently testified in front of Congress and said that most of the North Koreans don't actually buy into any of the state propaganda and are continuously watching more and more of illegal material, such as like movies and dramas from South Korea that are, you know, flown in by friggin' little parachutes on flash drives.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. So you just start dropping them, you start airdropping things like The Interview in.
I think really what it actually is like the citizens know and they don't, like, I think the citizens know, they're aware, but they're in the state of like, what do?
You form a coup.
With what?
The last little bit of your people.
Well, they got plenty of people.
See?
They just don't really have anything to, like, take over with.
I mean, you gotta go all the way back. You gotta do pitchforks and knives, dude.
Yeah, but back when they had pitchforks, the other people only had swords.
Okay, so, like, every one soldier you get killed, that's a gun.
And how many did you lose?
If you have a lot of people, that's negligible.
Chadwick says, yeah, but you can be publicly executed for having anything. And most of the people are starving, like a lot.
Tell them that they'll get food if they do it.
Either that or you'll be dead and there'll be food in heaven.
There you go.
Don't worry. You want to know what the world's largest soup kitchen is? It's up above you. That's a really depressing thought, actually. I'm going to move on from that. Hours after Trump calls the United States justice system a laughingstock, the White House denies that he ever did.
This is submitted by Dr. Pepper35 to Our Politics. Is there records of him saying it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was on video.
Oh, perfect.
Fully on video. It was a televised cabinet meeting. And he said, we need a quick justice system, and we need a strong justice, much quicker and much stronger than what we have right now, because what we have right now is a joke, and it's a laughingstock. And so, mere hours later, during a press conference with the press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she was asked, why did the president call the United States justice system a joke and a laughingstock? She replied with, that's not what he said. He said that process has people calling us a joke and a laughingstock.
But
it's literally on video.
But he says it because what we have right now is a joke and it's a laughing stock.
I mean, I can agree with him in a lot of facets. By the way,
right.
on a relatively connected note, so right now the Alaska State Legislature has been recalled back into its fourth special session of the year to address a Senate bill, Senate Bill 91, which was implemented at 1 or 2 years ago.
SB 91, yeah.
Which influenced the amount of penalty put onto crime. And it basically made the penalties really low in the fact where you wouldn't even be charged with anything that was considered a misdemeanor and wouldn't even face potential jail time for a large number of felonies. And in the last couple of years, we've seen an increase in crime. People are like, it's all because of SB 91. And it's like, I think it's because people are fucking broke. But anyway, so they were called back into special session for that. Did you know, in the state of Alaska, there are 100 felonies charged a day?
Yes.
A day?
Yeah.
We only have like 400,000 people.
But felony sexual assault is a very, very common.
Yeah, that's right. And that's fucking rampant up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's something like 500 misdemeanors a day?
Dude, you should see how many fucking... Okay, so the way our case files are laid out, right? The case number is your district... your region and your district and your city, the first two letters of your city that you're in that district. Then the next number is the year, and then the next string of numbers is the number you are that year of how many of that is, right?
Okay.
So it's like, let's say 3AN 17 12,063 CR that's the 12,063rd criminal case of 2017, which we haven't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
just minor offenses, we are already up to 16,000. And there have been so many people coming in asking why their names aren't on the court's page for the day. And I have to tell them that's because they're probably not prosecuting you for your minor offense. You need to call the prosecutors and see if they are doing it.
It doesn't surprise me with stuff like that it's like, we don't have enough cops. We don't have enough attorneys that are, with the state. It's like, yeah, we really fucking don't. We literally do not have enough people to process all the crime we actually tried to stick people with.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
And we also don't have money to hire more people.
Chadwick said, isn't that a little bit misleading? Some of those are people with lots and lots of crimes all racked up. No, in this case, that was actually the number of people, because this number is based off the number of, this was produced because of the increased cost that putting a higher penalty on crime would be associated with. Because if you put more people in jail, you have to pay money for those people in jail, and that's where this number came from, was talking about how many people per day go to jail for X, Y, or Z.
A lot.
It's a lot.
Especially in Alaska.
It baffles me. No wonder our jails are full. We're too busy throwing everyone in there.
We know someone who just went to jail.
We do, but we're not going to talk about it because that's... Nope.
2.
Russia organized 2 sides of a Texas protest and encouraged both sides to battle in the streets.
This is submitted by literally a shill to Our World News.
Literally a shill. Thanks, buddy. Probably a Russian shill, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, definitely a Russian shill. He's trying to divide us more with this post.
So this was a protest that was seen on May 21st of this year, and there was 2 sides of it, and it was all based around Islam. There was the Stop the Islamization of Texas, which was the anti-Islam protest, and then what ended up being considered the anti-protest, which the Save Islamic Knowledge. They formed 2 Facebook groups and then started, inviting people to the group and sending out invites to this event. They spent a total of $200.
Oh, my God.
$200. One of the groups managed to get around 225,000 followers, and the other one had somewhere around the realm of like 50,000. Invited everyone to this event on both sides, and then just let them at it.
That's amazing.
Same place, same time, same day. So you have 2 groups of very opposed people that organize for very different reasons in the same spot.
I don't know if I can even be mad at that. That's hilarious.
$200 and probably like 10 hours worth of someone's time.
I wonder if that man got promoted.
To incite literal riots in the streets between 2 opposing sides. I'm almost impressed. I am impressed.
I'm definitely impressed. I cannot say almost, because that is a definite me impressed. Because holy shit. If I can spend $200 and get some impressive results like that, you bet your ass I would.
It's incredible. And not in a good way.
No, it is awesome in a bad way.
Yeah. Wow. Tim asks, is this so surprising? Really? It's not that it's surprising. It's that it was so easy.
And so effective.
Like, literally just made 2 Facebook groups and put $100 worth of ads through each of them. And then sent out invites and said, invite your friends.
Super easy to sow chaos.
Jesus.
All it takes is $200.
Apparently. We're doing it wrong, Nathan.
Yeah, we are. Man, Russia is way better than we are at this.
1.
Ukraine willing to provide the information they have on Trump campaign aid, said the Ukraine Prime Minister.
This was submitted by Skinwork to Our World News. Skinwork.
So the current Prime Minister, Volodymyr I think that's how that's pronounced. Volod.
Now let me click it in.
Volodymyr Groysman.
Volodymyr Groysman.
Okay, cool. I got it. So he is the not new. I mean, he is the most recent prime minister after what the fuck was the last one called? The fucking corrupt as hell Ukrainian prime minister, the one that was all Russia pro boy all over the place. Forget his name.
Oh, I don't know. He was the one that tried to sell fucking Ukraine back to Russia?
Yeah, exactly, that one. So, anyway, and that was also the one that was working with Paul Manafort.
Okay,
Wait.
yeah. Makes total sense, yeah.
Somebody just hit my buzzer door. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. In that case, Ukraine used to be part of the Soviet Union. So at one point,
I'm fairly confident it was the mailman, so I will just go down there and pick up whatever package he dropped in a bit. But that was confusing. I want to make
so at some point, because Ukraine retracted themselves from the USSR, Russia decided that they wanted them back, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't do it with more countries like Georgia and Belarus.
Well, they tried with Georgia, and Georgia said, fuck you, no. And
that is true, They did try with Georgia, but I'm surprised they didn't try it with other ones like Belarus.
Well, and like they're trying with Ukraine. That's why everyone's like, hey, Russia, what's all those guns at the Ukrainian border? And they're like, it's nothing. You see no guns, no worries. It's fine.
Yeah, ni problema.
No, it's not tank. It's big.
Yeah,
it's big SUV. It's big SUV. We needed to get through Russian winter. In any case, Groisman said that, with the recent arrest of Paul Manafort, that anything that he can offer in regards to what Ukraine has pertaining to that case, he'd be willing to work with the FBI on. But at this time, also, he said that he has not heard from Special Counsel Robert Mueller or anyone of the FBI regarding the matter.
That's exciting, though, because that means Ukraine's going to put forth their information as well.
It might, maybe. Who knows?
But how can we trust them? They're Ukrainian.
Of course, at this point, I'm not sure if the FBI needs more, but I don't think they'd be opposed to more.
No, definitely not. That would be great if they could always have more,
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Halifax Music Fest apologizes for overt racism at Polaris Winners concert.
This was submitted by Joe via a private message.
I wasn't sure if I should put his last name, so I just didn't. I just put Joe.
That's all right.
Thanks, Joseph.
You know who you are, Joe.
You know who you are. You're not in the chat room, so hopefully you'll just listen to this later, and then you can tell us how we did or not. Anyway.
You know it.
So the Halifax Pop Explosion Music Festival is it a 3-day? Is it a 4-day concert? It's one of those. It's a long-ass fucking event that has over 150 different performers, and then there's an award given out at the end of the entire event. In this case, the best performance went to Lido Pimienta, who I have never heard of before. In any case, she was the Polaris Music Prize winner at this event. Now, while she was at this event and as she was accepting her award, something happened. And that's what this is all comes down to, is that so while she was talking, she is a person of color, and she requested that all of the people of color come to the front of the audience and all white people go to the back of the audience. Now, there was a couple arguments that were exchanged, but the biggest one of which came from a white photographer. It was a woman who was up at the very, very front of the audience. She was there as a volunteer photographer to document everything that was happening. So then she wasn't going to move. She was like, no, I'm here to take pictures. That is my purpose to being at this event. And so all these people that had moved to the front were telling her, no, you're supposed to go to the back, move to the back, go to the back. And she said no. And including the singer that was on stage told her to go to the back. And including with the statement, there's a certain understanding that if an artist asks a crowd to do something, the artist is in charge of that space. Those are her words. Now, the clash continued forward until eventually the artist asked for the photographer to be removed by security. Security came over, asked the woman to leave. The woman then left because otherwise she was going to be forcibly removed. So there's that situation. That is what this entire thing is about. Of woman's accepting an award, she is of color, asks everyone of color to come to the front, and everyone who is not of color to go to the back. One person refused. Okay. This is...
It's a very sticky situation.
Yeah, because, and also, just as a quick disclaimer, this is going to be two white dudes talking about this. So, Just as a little heads up there.
All right. I'm going to disagree with people in the chat. I don't think it's racism.
Why do you not think it's racism?
The definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior.
Segregation?
Sure. Segregation is different. Yeah.
Okay.
This in racism, though, because it's not based off of the fact that she thinks her race is superior. She just wanted the brown people to come forward.
So,
however,
and before anyone comments about Nathan's statement just now, that's actually what she said. I was being more polite than that. Those are her actual words.
Right. However, all right, because she invited all of the brown people forward, that may or may not be, you know, a bad thing. That's up for people to decide. I feel like I don't care. You know, that's her asking her crowd to come forward, right? What I had a problem with was her dealing with the volunteer photographer. It was her job to be there. They should have, that artist should have been like, all right, guys, listen, that's her job. She needs to be there. Leave her alone. But, you know.
Well, like, the other thing is like, my brain first removed the color from the situation, and like, this just sounds like a bad idea in general to tell.
Sure.
It
is.
Like, and I'm not even talking about you, like, you know, telling any, you know, all the women to the front, all the men to the back, whatever. It doesn't matter. It just sounds like a really bad idea to ask an entire audience to just like shift around because it's a big audience. That sounds like a bad idea.
It's a fucking stupid idea. But I feel like in this scenario, it's not technically racism.
And I don't necessarily think it's racism. I just think that, one, it was a bad idea. Two, like, it gives a bad image. Regardless of whether it's racism or segregation or anything, you should avoid actions like this purely because of the message it sends.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of whether that message is construed in the correct manner or not. Because reality is the perception that people put onto something. If the majority of people perceive something as this, even if that's not what it is, that's pretty much what it becomes.
Mm-hmm. That being said, though, segregation in any form really isn't the way to go. Dividing things is not the way you should be functioning, especially at, you know, a gathering of a group of people for a happy cause.
Well, and, you know, I don't understand why it was a big deal that the photographer didn't move. Like, and even removed from the fact that she was a photographer that was there to document the event. If someone doesn't want to move, they don't need to move. You
have a fucking camera. These people should have realized in the first place, hey...
No, it was the singer that was telling her to leave.
Right, I know, but not just her, but the singer got into it because those people were fucking causing something.
Mm-hmm.
So if those people weren't causing that thing in the first place, if they recognize that this is a paid person to be here, they're not just being a shitter, even though I don't think it would be, honestly, them being a shitter if they just refused to move. They paid for those, you know, seats.
Well, I don't know if she paid. She was a volunteer photographer, so she might have been invited to do that service. Now,
right.
This article doesn't say, but, and just on a related note, like, I also feel, though, on this situation, that people are way too quick to react to what is perceived as segregation, okay? Because it is a natural thing in one way or another to congregate with people that are like yourself, okay?
Yeah.
The other thing is that there are plenty of like, there's fucking ladies' night all the time in bars. Not a big deal. Like, if it is not in ill faith, if it is not done with malicious intent, I do not see a problem with saying, hey, can I have all of the people of color over here? Can I have all of the men over there? Can I have all of the parents over there? Like, in that particular case, as long as there is not negative or malicious intent, those types of actions are not a big deal. Like, even with what this is, what she was talking about, saying, can I have all the people of color move to the front and everyone else move to the back? I do not outright see a problem with that. unless she has malicious intent, which I don't believe she did. I believe it was more of like a heritage move, you know, things like that. Which, by the way, if someone is proud of their heritage, that does not mean they are pooping on yours.
Absolutely.
That is a big thing for people to try and understand.
Mm-hmm. It's hard being white and saying that you're proud of your heritage, because a lot of people automatically jump on it by saying, oh, you're just, you know, white pride and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it. However, I feel like we should be more into our specific prides when it comes to identifying, so that I can be like, oh, hey, I'm more Scottish pride. That's perfectly fine.
And Tim in the chat room says, yes, but don't you think this is quite a touchy subject in today's society? Really, though, malicious intent or not? It is. I am saying that depending on context, it shouldn't be.
I find it kind of funny.
In what way?
We've worked so hard as a society to move away from segregation.
Uh-oh. Nathan is dying. Nice slow-mo robot. I really hope that's Nathan's internet and not mine.
Those that were going, no.
Oh, no! Oh, it's trying to catch back up. Nathan, are you there?
Am I?
Yeah, you are. Welcome back, buddy.
Okay. So
Try that.
You didn't catch any of what I just said.
Nope. All I heard was that we have tried so hard to distance ourselves from segregation.
So we've all tried so hard to distance ourselves from segregation, right?
Yep.
And now it's kind of come full circle. Now all of these people who were once segregated and didn't want to be segregated are now wanting to be segregated away from the people that they were segregated away from in the first place.
I don't even think that's it. I just think that they want to be able to do what they want when they want, which, I mean, as long as you're doing it legally, I don't think is a big deal.
It's fair.
Jake in the chat room says, I agree that context is important, but unfortunately most people don't care to figure out the context of anything. They disagree with because they may have to change their minds. Yeah, and that's part of being a bigger person, is being able to try to see the other side of things, try to admit when you're wrong. It's something that I have to do a lot on the show, because otherwise me and Nathan would just slam a whole bunch on the right all the damn time. So I have to play devil's advocate, I guess, is one way to describe it, or just kind of put myself on the other side of things. And in some cases, that doesn't change. So,
speaking of things that I was wrong about, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's actually a dickbag. And it hurts my soul.
Yeah. Do you want to go into your thing of the day? Was that a good one for you?
Actually, sure. That one was pretty good. I liked what you put down there. But we'll talk a little bit more about Kevin Spacey and a little bit about Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours?
One, Team Rocket has now been announced that there will be an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Okay, cool. I'm down. That makes me much more interested in the titles.
Two, I've learned more about Kevin Spacey's sexual harassment history, and I recant what I said about Kevin Spacey before. Very unfortunate. I do enjoy his movies, but he is a goddamn dickbag.
Yeah? Does this honestly surprise you?
No. It doesn't.
Would you like to share with the class?
So, there's been like 2 or 3 additional people coming out saying Kevin Spacey full-on grabbed their dick. So it's incredibly fucked up, not just from a viewpoint of him, making sexual advancements towards a 14-year-old, which in and of itself, completely fucked up. Sure, you were drunk. That doesn't excuse the fact that it was a 14-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you're grabbing other people's dicks too, so it's not just the one-time thing, it's a repeated thing. That's what I kind of hope for. I was hoping that it was a one-time, I was drunk and I didn't know kind of thing. No, this is a repeated offense. Kevin Spacey, you're a dickbag. So, and you're a dickbag for trying to be all like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm gay. That might have a reason. It's not the gay community. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Fuck you.
So people are, calling Kevin Spacey a pedophile and all of those other things, and and then there are people that are coming out and saying, you can't call him that. It hurts the gay community. And it's like, no, you totally can.
Yeah.
Would you like
Absolutely. That absolutely hurts the gay community.
Would you like to rattle off the thing I threw in there for you?
Yeah. There's a shower thought submitted by Irish American. I agree with completely. And this, kind of ties into it.
Yeah.
2016, the year all your favorite celebrities died. 2017, the year all your favorite celebrities were dead to you.
Yeah.
The other one I saw was 2016, the year all your favorite celebrities died. 2017, the year all your favorite celebrities lived long enough to become the villain.
Yeah, that one works too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
So, yeah, I absolutely recant what I said.
So, Paul Ryan immediately regrets asking Trump to name the GOP tax bill.
All right, hold on. I got the name of it.
Do you?
Is it Billy McBillface?
No.
Damn it!
No. Straight up. It is called the Cut Act. That is its actual name.
Oh, I think I just had an aneurysm and a heart attack at the same time.
Cut Act.
My left arm's numb.
My cheeks hurt.
I'm dying. Finally, sweet release. Everyone, this.
Nope, Nathan's dying again.
I'll see you.
I think he's telling us that I think he's trying to tell us that he's dying. So, I mean, it's appropriate that his connection is dropping out right now. Oh, Lord. Yep.
I absolutely was telling you guys I was dying.
It worked. It worked so much. So, the forthcoming tax bill that we've talked about previously is going to be called the Cut Act. They will actually have to refer to it as that.
I hope that you have it
I have no idea what you're saying,
every
Nathan.
time anybody references it.
I hope that was relevant. We'll go ahead and get out of here, though, since Nathan's dying. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get out of here.
Dolphin!
We're going to go ahead and get out of here, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. Once again, that is at 6 p.m. Alaska time. If you would like to catch us live on Facebook or YouTube, please follow and share the show on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All of those are at iReaditCast. If you want to download the show to take with you, it is available on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. 5-star reviews on any of those platforms helps us immensely. Again, if you have stories you want us to talk about, please leave them on our subreddit, iReaditCast, or send them to us an email, feedback.ireadit@gmail.com. That's it, everybody. That is your 377th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
You made it! And please remember, everybody,
Don't get eliminated!
Bye.
Bye.